Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine, where me, your host Monk, takes a look at lineup construction from a completely different angle and tries to get you some more information to help you build those lineups, give you a little bit of an edge when it comes to building lineups. So, first of all, what is Salary Voodoo? You might be asking. Well, I take all the salary history going back to January 1st, 2021, and I have broken that down pretty much in every single way you could. What salary performs how, when, who makes the optimal more, what do they score on average, etc., etc. Basically, it's just a little bit more information to get you before you start building your lineup. So a very high probability look and very stat driven look at the salaries. We can take the fighters completely out of it, and it's basically just plain the salary stats. So that is what Salary Voodoo is. And before we get into it, guys, be sure to like the MMA Engine channel, or like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the MMA Engine channel, and be sure to comment on this video. I forgot to say it last week, but be sure to comment on this video, guys. I need your picks. Who do you want me to talk about in Salary Voodoo for the next card? I need you to tell me which fights, which matchups you want to see. And we don't know the salaries yet for the next card that's after UFC Vegas 54, which makes it part of the fun. So please be sure to like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment down below of who you want me to talk about next week, because I need your help. I don't want to pick the fights every week. That shit is boring to me. I want you guys involved, and it makes it just more fun for everybody, I believe. So without further ado, guys, we covered it all. Let's get right into it. First fight I'll be breaking down is going to be, as of now, the first fight on the card. I'm sure they'll move it. There's no reason this should be the first fight on the card, but we have Nick Maximov going against Andre Petroski. This is a middleweight fight. Maximov 9,300, Petroski $6,900. Let's see. This one is middleweight. Someone makes the middleweight or optimal lineup from the middleweight fight 53.75% of the time. That is a fantastic number right there. In fact, it's like top 3 or 4. If I could check here. Yeah, top 3. As of now, like I said, first fight of the night, it should be moved, but 44.83%, not a great number there. The salary pair of 93 and 6,900. Someone makes the optimal lineup from that pair 48.89% of the time. So not a great number, but not bad either. It is sub 50%. There are several pairs over 50% that we don't have there. So you do want that. Ideally it would be over 50, but 48, not terrible. 9,300 has been used 45 times, and it's made the optimal lineup 11 of those 45 times. That gives it a win rate, or an optimal rate, of 24.44%. It has a decent win rate of 68.89, but when you look at the salaries around it, it is one of the low. It is the lowest between 91 and 9,600, the absolute lowest there. So not great. The percent it makes the optimal lineup when it wins, 35.48%. Average DraftKings points per win, 97. So not bad, but these numbers could all be a lot better. In fact, at the $9,300 salary, I think every salary around it has better numbers in pretty much every category. 6,900. What are we going to get for that extreme dog salary this week? It's been used 47 times, and it's made the optimal lineup the same number of times as the 93, 11 times, for a percentage of 23.4, win percentage of only 29.97. So as you would expect, a huge dog salary with a pretty low win rate, but it's actually the highest win rate between 6,600 and 7,100. So pretty impressive there. And it makes the optimal when it wins 71.43% of the time. So again, the lower the salary, the easier it is to make the optimal when you win. And this $6,900 salary scores over 101 points per win, 101.74. Yeah, let's just show it. Is this fight going to be blessed? Is this fight going to be cursed? What are we going to see? Oh no. Oh no. We got frozen Jack. This fight is cursed according to Salary Voodoo. Now, I will make a caveat here, as I will in my next fight as well. I think one of these guys does make the optimal lineup. I am going to go against Salary Voodoo here, even though the numbers are not good. I mean, the optimal percent, the win percentage, the optimal percent in wins, none of these numbers are very good. Just the middleweight number at a 53.75 is decent. But I think the wrestling upside for either of these guys is just too huge. So, you know, maybe just lower your exposure a bit if you think Salary Voodoo plays into it a bit. I just wanted to show you mostly the $9,300 salary and how, you know, poor it was compared to the salaries around it. And, you know, it is pretty poor compared to those salaries. That said, I'm going to be playing Maximov and Petroski. This might be my highest owned fight as far as DraftKings goes. So as far as GPPs, I mean, so Frozen Jack is here, but it's just because the numbers are bad. The stats side for the fighters kind of turned this around for me. Fight number 2 is going to be Caitlin Chookagian. I can't wait for you guys to fucking chew me out on this one. Caitlin Chookagian and Amanda Ribas. 8,600 for Chookagian, 76 for Ribas. Women's flyweight. Someone makes the optimal lineup from that weight class at an astounding 56.6% of the time. It is the best weight class to play as far as Salary Voodoo goes. As of now, this fight is fight number 8. Someone makes the optimal from that fight 51.72% of the time, and the salary pair of 86 and 76, 60% optimal, guys. It is a huge number. In fact, I believe it's the 3rd highest salary pair that you can play. So a great salary pair here. 8,600 has made the optimal lineup 20 out of 54 times. That is the 2nd most out of any salary, for a percentage of 37.04. Just a fantastic number there. A 70% win percentage, and it makes the optimal when it wins 52.63% of the time. These are fantastic numbers for any salary, but they happen to belong to the $8,600 salary. 97.99 points per win. I mean, fantastic numbers all around. One of the best possible salaries you can play. In fact, the only one that's even a little bit better is 8,500 in this range, but the win percentage drops off by 22%. So you get the huge optimal percent and you get a giant win percent as well, which is fantastic if you're on the $8,600 side. 7,600 has been used 55 times, only made the optimal 13, so 7 less than the $8,600 counterpart. That is a 23.64% optimal rate, and a 7,600 has a win percentage of 30.91%. And it makes the optimal, though, 70.59% of those wins. Again, the lower the salary, the easier it is to make the optimal wins. But this salary is not that low. $7,600 is a dog salary, but it's not. It's no $6,900. And the optimal percentage in wins are pretty much the same, but you get the much bigger win percentage, you know, compared to the $6,900 that we just talked about. Actually, it's pretty much the same, so never mind. The scoring upside is a little bit better, and even, you know, when it wins 105.06 points per win is a fantastic number. It's one of the best out of all salaries. So guys, what is Salary Voodoo going to be on this one? I'm sure you can guess. I just gave you a ton of good numbers. This is one of the best salary pairs to play this week. So there he is, Bernie, baby. We got it. Bernie loves this salary for GPPs for DraftKings. Now, this is what I meant as the caveat from last time. Caitlin Chookagian is a garbage DraftKings player. She is, you know, she's a fine fighter, but she scores like 70 points per win. She does not finish. She has 10 wins with no finishes in the UFC, which is a UFC record. I will not be playing Caitlin Chookagian in GPPs, even with Bernie staring right at me. Give me Ribas though in GPPs. I will be on that side. But I just wanted to say that because you're like, how are you gonna have the Salary Voodoo be cursed for Maximov Petroski and then blessed for a Caitlin Chookagian fight? Well, I'm not looking at the fighters, guys. This is Salary Voodoo. I'm just looking at the salary probabilities. So, but I did want to say that so you didn't think I was a complete maniac. Anyways, fight number 3. And before we get into that, thank you for sticking around. Salary Voodoo right here on the MMA Engine. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment what fight you want to see next week, guys. I would absolutely love that. Third and final fight, it's got to be the main event. Alexander Rakic going against Jan Blachowicz. 8,700 for Rakic, 75 for the former champ. Light heavyweight fight. Someone makes the optimal 43.40% of the time. Very low percentage. In fact, the lowest possible percentage out of any weight class, light heavyweight. Fight number 11. And that one's not changing. This is the main event. 55.56% of the time, someone from the 11th fight of the night makes the optimal lineup. A fantastic number. The salary pair of 87 and 75, a bit lower. A bit less than fantastic. Only 46.15% optimal. That is going to be, if I could find where my mouse went. Where am I? Yeah, very low. It's not the lowest, but it is pretty low. 46.15%. We'll start with the $7,500 this time. It's been used 53 times, only made the optimal lineup 8. 8 miles an hour. No. That is a 15.09% optimal percentage. That is the, where are we at? Second lowest on the entire car, out of all salaries, I should say, actually. It is, yeah, second or third lowest. So a very low optimal percent. Win percent of only 30.19. So not great there. And when it does win, it only makes the optimal in 50% of its wins. Guys, you want that number. I mean, most of these other dog salaries are in the high 60s, lower 70s as far as optimal in wins. So not very good for Jan Blachowicz. And the average DraftKings points per win, the lowest we've seen so far in this show, 93.94 points per win. Oof. I mean, there's not one good number in that entire list that I just gave you, except for the fight number, 55.56%. Alexander Rakic, 8,700. 51 times that salary's been used. 16 times it's made the optimal, so double what its $7,500 counterpart has made. 31.37% optimal rate and a win rate of over 70.59%. These numbers significantly better than the $7,500 counterpart. But when you compare them to the salaries in the same area as 8,700, it is just average, maybe even a bit below average. Optimal percent in wins, only 44.44% for 8,700. And it has the lowest average DraftKings points per win at 93.38. Guys, these are some pretty bad numbers. I mean, 8,700 is okay. It has a decent optimal percentage. But like 86 is, 6 points over that, 5.5 points over that. And the optimal in wins is 8 points better than that. So there are salaries in this area that are just a bit better. Fight number 3, Alexander Rakic going against Jan Blachowicz, 87 versus 75. What is the salary voodoo for this one? I'm sure you can guess. We've got Frozen Jack again, guys. I personally think this one goes to decision. I think Rakic wins. And I will be playing him in GPPs, but I will probably have my exposures a bit lower just because that salary voodoo is not great. I mean, especially on the 7,500 side. I don't know how Jan Blachowicz is making the optimal lineup with that kind of history going against him. So let's recap really quick. First fight, Maximov, Petroski, Jack, Frozen Jack. Cursed fight. Second fight, Chookagian and Ribas, blessed fight, but not on the Chookagian side. I would not be playing her at GPPs. Third and final fight of the night, Rakic and Blachowicz, 87 against 75. That fight is cursed as well. Frozen Jack looking up at his own brain, doesn't know what to do here. That's going to do it, guys. That's going to wrap up Salary Voodoo. So, yeah, like I said, heavy numbers, heavy probability look at constructing lineups, taking fighters completely out of it. So thank you again for joining me. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and comment down below about what you want to see me, which fights you want to see me cover next week. And as I said, we don't know the salaries yet, but that makes it even more fun. So again, guys, thank you for checking out the MMA Engine. My game theory video will be out. In fact, it might be out right now over on the Monkmatician channel. Be sure to check that out. I break down all 11 fights from a DraftKings perspective and stats. No salary voodoo in that one. It's all legit stats that I've taken off of the stats. I think my brain just froze. You know what it is. Go check out Game Theory. Good God, what's wrong with me? I'm going to drink a whole bunch of water, take a shower, and maybe take a nap because I think my brain is broken. So, guys, as usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fights. So, enjoy. And we will see you next time. Have a good one.